Come on and cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome again to this Wednesday, the 11th of February of 2026. How are you doing today? Is the hump day, as they say, in the United States, or maybe in the Anglosphere world? I'm good. Happy to be here with you today and ready to share some interesting news and a good read, I hope. A very interesting read. Let's check it out. The read titles. It's an article from X that is called Avoiding Work? Give me 14 minutes, and I'll destroy your procrastination forever. I wanna read that. I'm very curious. For sure, some very good advices for life. But before that, we have two interesting news that are kind of related. Let's see the first one. We have in China's online shopping, portals use AI to fully generate the speech and picture. The model just stands there with a static face. Let me see if we can watch in full screen. So she just moved the arms, nothing else. But why even have her there? I don't know. Maybe fully generated by AI would be better, less humiliating for humans. I don't know. But this news connected with this one is very interesting. Allow me to read for you this, and then we can hear the video. Or maybe we can just direct hear the video. Let me try this. Because I never play videos. I wanna try that. Let's go out with the music.
As well. That's at least the hope of Alexander Letapolo, a software engineer. Well, the award for creepiest AI headline so far
in 2026 goes to futurism.
Again.
The award for creepiest AI headline so far in 2026 goes to futurism. New AI site lets AI rent human bodies. Yes. AI is now going to rent humans. We're just going to give it control over all of society, including employment, apparently. So let's go through this a little bit. The machines aren't just coming for your jobs. Now they want your bodies as well. That's at least the hope of Alexander Letapolo, a software engineer and founder of rentahuman.ai, a platform for AI agents to, quote, search, book, and pay humans for physical world tasks. When Letaplo launched Rent a Human on Monday, he boasted that he already had over
2026
people listed on
casino
the platform,
card, this
including
one.
an OnlyFans model and the CEO of an AI startup, a claim which couldn't be verified. 2 days later, the site boasted over 73,000 rentable meatwads, though only 83 profiles were visible to us on its Browse Humans tab, Leteplo included. The pitch is simple. Robots need your body. For humans, it's as simple as making a profile, advertising skills and location, and setting an hourly rate. Then AI agents, autonomous task bots ostensibly employed by humans, contract these humans out depending on the tasks they need to get done. The humans then do the thing, taking instructions from the AI bot and submitting proof of completion. The humans are then paid through crypto, namely, quote, stable coins or other methods, per the website. It goes on, with so many AI agents slithering around the web these days, those tasks could be just about anything. From package pickups and shopping to product testing and even attendance, Leteplo is banking on there being enough demand from AI agents to create a robust gig work ecosystem. Leteplo also went out of his way to make the site friendly for AI agents. The site very prominently encourages users of AI agents to hook into Rent-A-Human's Model Context Protocol server, a universal interface for AI bots to interact with web data. Through Rent-A-Human, AI agents like Claude and Moltbot can either hire the right human directly or post a task bounty, a sort of job board for humans to browse AI-generated gigs. The payouts range from $1 for simple tasks like subscribe to my human on Twitter to $100 for more elaborate humiliation rituals like posting a photo of yourself holding a sign reading, "An AI paid me to hold this sign." We'll read you the conclusion of the article before we give you our commentary. It says it's unclear how efficient the marketplace is at actually connecting agents to humans. Despite receiving 30 applications, one task, pick up a package from downtown USPS in San Francisco for $40, has yet to be fulfilled after 2 days. It's also debatable whether AI agents are actually capable of putting the humans to good use. Still, Leteplo's vision is clear. Someday soon, anyone wealthy enough to run an AI agent for $25 a day could outsource their busy work to gig workers without ever exchanging a word. A version of this exploitative labor model is already rampant on OnlyFans, which may be why at least one model has made the jump to Leteplo's platform and is now threatening to creep into everything else. Like many AI grifters these days, Leteplo shields himself in ironic self-awareness. When one person called Rent-A-Human a good idea but dystopic as F, the founder replied simply, LMAO, yep. So many for a long time have been saying that AI cannot replace every human job, and that's true. There are certain things that AI...
I don't know why I can't stop the video. My computer is crazy. I'm sorry. But there you have it, no? You have a humans just moving the arms for an AI in this case, and then everything for the agent. The agent is commanded by a human in the end, so it's a kind of strange circle with AI in the middle. Okay, let's continue with some more positive information. Let's hope, at least. This is not the one I want to read. This is the one I want to read with you today. We read to you today. Let's start. Let's figure out how this person managed procrastination. Ryan Doris at Ryan Sweet Doris. Let's go. What if you could eliminate procrastination forever? Not just temporarily overcome it, but make it biologically impossible. Biologically impossible to experience in the first place. What? There's a neuroscientific protocol to make it happen. Ooh. Procrastination is not a lack of motivation or laziness. It's a neurochemical tug-of-war happening inside your brain. Two opposing systems are firing at the same time, pulling you toward a task and away from it simultaneously. Wow, I didn't know that. That sounds exhausting. You want to do it, but you can't bring yourself to start. It's called the approach avoidance conflict. I personally say to myself when I'm not doing something I should do, I'm gonna wait until my brain waves find the correct frequencies to vibrate, and then I go effortlessly through the tasks I need to do. Okay, let's continue. It's called the approach avoidance conflict. And once you understand how to resolve it, procrastination becomes a thing of the past. I'm Ryan Doris. I've trained thousands of professionals, including teams at Audi, Facebook, and the US Air Force, on how to increase productivity and access flow state on demand. Ooh, flow state, I like it. I like to wait until the flow state come to me and not go out and chase it. But I'm gonna read. This dude sounds very important and effective. Join 230,000 plus active email subscribers on the link in the comments below. Okay, I'm now making an ad. Let's start. Number 1, the flow cycle's hidden stage. My co-founder and Flow Research Collective, Steven Kotler, spent over a decade studying action-adventure sports athletes who were shattering records at impossible speeds. Okay, trailing big wave surfer Laird Hamilton, pro skateboarder Danny Way, free climber Dean Potter, and many others, Steven discovered something fascinating. All of these athletes were harnessing the power of flow states, an optimal mode of consciousness in which humans feel and function at their best. Cool. In flow, these athletes could perform previously unattainable feats that were advancing their respective sport faster than any other sport. In surfing, 30-foot waves were once the gold standard. Then, Laird Hamilton rode a 70-footer in 2002. A decade later, 80-footers became the new benchmark. Ooh, this is the picture. Skater Tony Hawk took a year to land the first 900 IRL spin, which many thought impossible. Tom Shard, just 12, landed it months later and pushed further with 1080. BMX, Matt Hoffman amazed all by nearly sticking a single front flip in the 1990s. Then, in 2015, Ryan Williams landed a triple front flip. Ooh, I would love to see some videos here. Can a person insert videos in the article of Inex? I don't know. I don't have the check mark to check it. Flow was turning today's unthinkable into tomorrow's new norm. Unfathomably fast. By observing how they pulled off these insane feats, Steven realized they were all accessing flow through a specific process, the flow cycle. Understanding this cycle is how we pinpoint exactly when procrastination happens and how to eliminate it. Accessing flow isn't binary. It's not like a light switch on and off. Rather, flow is part of a four-phase cycle. First one, struggle. Loading the task, focused effort. Then norepinephrine involved causes frustration, anxiety, and discomfort. While loading the task and focused effort? I don't understand what focused effort is, but loading the task is always a struggle. I relate to that. And we produce or secrete norepinephrine that's involved in frustration and anxiety and discomfort. Number 2, release the edge of wrestling with the task when endorphins rush in for pain relief. Okay, endorphins for pain relief is the second part. Number 3, flow, the state of effortless attention where your sense of self evaporates and serotonin and dopamine drive you forward. Okay. Number 4, recovery, replenishing the costly neurochemistry that state requires. Yes, if we live in a constant state of flow, it's like living in a constant state of stress at the end because it's a lot of energy. Maybe for the task in play is not as much energy as we used to use when we are not in a state of flow, but in general consume a lot of energy in the whole body and mind. For action-adventure sports athletes, you can think of the struggle phase like a warm-up, the first wave, the first run down the mountain, the beginning of the climb. Okay. But in helping teams at Audi, Accenture, Facebook, and the US Air Force access flows in their workspaces, we discovered a 5th stage of the flow cycle. Wow, how? He's the dude, I guess. It only lasts a few seconds, but for modern professionals, it's even more challenging than the struggle itself, starting to struggle in the first place. This pre-struggle stage is called engage. Okay, that's the 5th stage. The pre-struggle stage that it's called engage for action sports athletes. This is the moment they decide to bump down the hill, jump out of the airplane, or wade into the water. The engage phase is easy for them, but it's much harder for knowledge workers. And that's because of the neurochemical civil war happening inside your brain. Okay, can we see the graphic? Yes, we can. Where's the... Oh, engage is the first one. Struggle, release, flow, recovery. The hidden stage no one talks about. Number 2, the approach avoidance conflict. Your brain has 2 competing systems. The approach system, associated with dopamine-rich areas like the striatum and ventral tegmental area. Sorry, I don't know the words. Linked to the pleasure and reward encouraging action. Okay, the approach system is related with encouraging actions through striatum and ventral... No. What chemical? Dopamine. Okay. The avoidance system. Okay, at the same time, the approach system shut dopamine, and the avoidance system associated with cortisol-rich areas like the amygdala and hippocampus, linked to the fear and anxiety, encouraging inaction. Those 2. This creates a cognitive contradiction. Dopamine floods the brain and stimulates wanting and craving, while cortisol floods the brain and stimulates fear and anxiety. In this approach avoidance conflict, you experience both positive and negative aspects of a task simultaneously. As you get closer to the task, the negative aspects become more prominent, increasing the avoidance tendency. As you move away from the task, the positive aspects become more salient, increasing the approach tendency. You know this feeling when away from your desk. The thought of the book you'd love to write and share with the world excites you. Okay. When you're away of your desk, you're thinking about your book and how great could be. But when you open a document, you stare at the blank page and can't get yourself to start writing it. This creates a tug-of-war between approach and avoidance motivations. You've probably called this phenomenon procrastination. The perfect visual. Contrary to popular belief, procrastination is not a symptom of lacking motivation. Also, may I add that there's good procrastination and bad procrastination. Because postponed gratification is sometimes good. If the action is to gratify yourself, procrastinated can be a good thing. But let's continue. We are talking here about bad procrastination, only bad procrastination. So it's not lacking of motivation, it's often high motivation plus inaction. That sounds correct or accurate. That's what makes it so painful. I want to do it, but I can't bring myself to. This approach, avoidance conflict, will keep you out of the flow cycle forever. The short-term pain of procrastination is when you have to work late and you end up missing dinner with a friend. It's looking back on the day, frustrated that you didn't get anything near what you could have done. So it's self-image involved here and self-expectations. The long-term troll. I almost said troll. The long-term toll is unrealized dreams, abandoned projects, unwritten books, and unbuilt businesses, all lying in procrastination's graveyard. True, very true. That's why we have to overcome this approach avoidance conflict. How can we avoid it? Please tell me. Your tool set to break free is to either, number 1, build up the desire to approach so it overwhelms the avoidance tendency. Number 2, soften the avoidance tendency so your exciting desire can smoothly roll through. Here is how. Easy to say, I almost complain. Number 3, the protocol. Solution 1. Ridiculously clear goals. Perfect, I like it. In the 60s, psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi spearheaded one of the largest psychological surveys of its time, interviewing everyone from Navajo sheep herders to factory workers, musicians, and athletes. All of these people experienced flow state regularly. So, Mr. Csikszentmihalyi dug deeper into how they approach their activities. He discovered that flow didn't happen randomly. It had preconditions, triggers that cause it to emerge reliably. Hooks, we can say. We can name it hooks or triggers. One trigger in particular can cut through the approach avoidance conflict like a knife through hot butter. No, a hot knife through butter, I would say. Clear goals. Clear goals are distinct from goals. Run a marathon. Take your kids to Disneyland. Save for retirement. Clear goals are the target for your attention, not the outcome. Wow, that sounds good. A clear goal is trying to get the soccer ball into the net. The outcome is trying to win the match. When you focus on the outcome, you're relying on your prefrontal cortex. It's powerful but an inefficient energy hog. When you focus on the target, you rely on the basal ganglia, an older part of the brain that executes familiar habits. It's efficient and requires less energy. Yeah, when something is automated in your unconscious mind and you know how to trigger it, it's gonna happen very effortlessly. Think of clear goals as an attention-orienting mechanism. Your brain is a heat-seeking missile, and a clear goal is its targeted heat source. Once locked in, the pursuit is relentless until the goal is hit. Ooh, nice timing. Clear goals activate the central executive network for task planning and lead to motivation via dopamine surges, which helps diffuse the approach avoidance conflict. The trouble knowledge workers. I don't know who the trouble knowledge workers are, but the trouble knowledge workers have is that they're nowhere near clear enough with their goals to override the approach avoidance conflict. I don't know what that means. Clear goals. Grow the business, be successful, win the match. Okay, what is a clear goal for instead of grow the business? Maybe make a manual for a good gestion or management or something like that. More specific and objective, measurable, I guess. Let's see. Let's continue. I like it so far. So the first step to annihilating procrastination is to set widely specific clear goals for each task. That way, the brain doesn't have to expend resources wondering how, why, or what to do. Break the task down into micro goals, even if the task will only take an hour. This way, you get a steady drip of dopamine. Nice! Yeah, because every time you achieve a small micro task, you're gonna have the reward in your brain, and there's gonna be a chain reaction, I believe. For example, write the intro to the presentation. Perfect. Add the data from past client results. Design the graphic with our brand colors. Very specific. This doesn't need to take long. You can write these clear goals within 60 seconds. It's a rapid process, but it prevents procrastination because it drops cognitive exertion. Exertion? What's exertion? Sounds interesting. Let's ask someone here. Oh, later. Anytime, because maybe my computer cannot handle it and will crash, so I prefer to find out later. I'm sorry. Anytime you find yourself procrastinating, get something to write or type with and answer. First, what specifically am I trying to achieve right now? Second, what are the steps involved? Be crazy specific without spending excess time on it. This, in an academic words, it's called the operationalization or making operational a goal or an objective in your thesis, for example. No? How can we see it and measure it? Number three, or third. In what order should I execute these steps? Fantastic. And last, what is the first step to the first step? Oh, okay, micro tasking. What is the first step to the first step? Yes, the more specific, the better. This is how goals get silly clear. Oh, my father is calling. I'm gonna have to ignore him. Example, for the first step of the first step, opening up a word processor, titling it, and saving it in the right folder. Exactly. Let's start very organized, and everything's gonna be okay and flow better. Then begin to execute. When you map out these widely clear, minuscule goals within the task, execution starts to feel smooth as butter. You slide right into doing it. Then get into flow. If procrastination persists, make the goals even clearer, all the way down to the ridiculous until the resistance dips. Resistance is often the brain's way of conserving energy. Make the first action so easy, requiring so little energy, there's nothing left to resist. Solution 2. Tune the challenge skill balance. There's one flow trigger so powerful it's considered not just a trigger but a precondition for flow: the challenge skills balance. Yeah, not too hard, not too easy. This refers to the optimal relationship between the perceived level of challenge a task presents and your perceived skill or ability to perform it. If the challenge is too high, it leads to anxiety and overwhelm, and maybe frustration, of course, if you don't do it. If you try and you can't, you're gonna feel frustrated. If the challenge is too low, it leads to boredom and apathy and no skills developed. You want to hit that 4% sweet spot where the challenge slightly outstrips your current skill level. The significant strip, exactly. That's when the task absorbs your attention and you slide into flow. Exactly. Fantastic. CS regulator number 1. Lower the hurdle. What's this? Okay, we are in the middle of the article and I have to go to work. I'm very sorry. I'm gonna leave the link for the entire article in the description of the YouTube channel. And you enjoy the rest of it as a task. Make sure to plan your micro task, your first and pre-engagement plan or method to do your things. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoy it or find it informative in a very minuscule way at least. So, see you the next one, maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow. God bless. Goodbye.
Come on and cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river